Hey guys, what's going on here? Kaz FM. I'm just going to be talking about the episode of Sons of Anarchy that just aired this past Tuesday. I thought it was a funny episode in the middle of good. They brought back the black comedy at first time in season 5 because this whole season looks like it's going to be hell, and it looks like it from the next episode. We're going to talk a little about it later on. Just a quick review on it. I just saw it now. I just thought of it, just got in, couldn't get a chance to see it. I thought the episode was pretty cool. The beginning of the episode, we see the reappearance of Mr. Jacob Hale since his scandal last year with Charming Heights and what happened with the operation with Lincoln Potter breaking into that case in that courtroom and just discussed what was going on with all the sex dolls, stuff like that, pedophilia, stuff. I thought it was a pretty good reappearance of him in a diner, no less, and the sons come in. And the beginning monologue with Jax talking was pretty cool. I mean, it gave some insight with him, and I thought it was pretty nice, to be honest with you. Coming in there just to discuss, because since Jax promised Nero the escort to be moved as part of a son's business, it was pretty nice, but to get in there, you had to kind of get a way to get it through. So they actually had to go ahead and try to get a blackmail of the guy who's owning this new place right now in requirements. The way the plan goes is that the little dude with the broken hands, I really forget his name. I mean, I know it's brought up numerous times, but if I forget his name, I apologize. I'm not good with his names so far, but I'm just going to talk about that real quick. First, I want to get off to the gun operation. Clay meets with the gun guy. They meet with all one another. I forgot the guy's name. I think it's Garland or something. Garland. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm a little off with names, but it was a good thing. Jax and him finally settled their differences. It's actually pretty good to begin with. I mean, him and Jax go one-on-one. When Romeo comes in, he's like, "Oh, bring us some entertainment." It's actually pretty nice to see that kind of thing go off. And the gun deal, when Galvin and all of his men, they start shooting up the bikes, and Chib's going back like pissed. That was pretty fun to see. I think that was a great appearance of that. I actually pretty much liked that part. Now, the best part of the show, though, was pretty good, was when Tegan, the no-hand guy, has these replacement hands, going into this big fat guy, gives him like fucking chocolates, but these are sleeping chocolates. Believe it or not, and the guy eventually falls asleep. The plan is part of the plan. Next thing you know, they come when after the gun deal's all settled and over with. Jax and the rest of the crew come back in the new building, and the guy's asleep. Tig's there. Now, part of the plan is that they hire, and I don't know how Kurt found this person, but hires this transvestite come in. It's a guy, and it makes these nice sexual tones, and it's pretty damn funny to me. They have this she-male and dress up in dominatrix and starts dancing, like, because the fat guy who goes in there gets knocked out with the chocolates, and they put him up in like some pinstrap, and they put him up in some dominatrix clothing, and they have a gag ball in his mouth, and they start. And then this transvestite sits on him, and they take photos to blackmail him. That was pretty cool, because you never see that from every day from a show, to have some transvestite come in and do something. I mean, it was pretty funny, but at the same time, it's pretty sickening. Among that was the next thing, what was the best part, and this is a great part, in my opinion. The stepson of this fat guy comes in, and he's surprised, and he wants to try to get a few shots of it, blackmail him too. And long story short, the situation turns best to worst, and he just eventually gets sucker punched almost. Gets blown out of proportion. The transvestite says, "Yeah, I've been on the mail before, he's going to make it." I don't know, it was pretty funny to me. They got a little 20-year-old dude, the stepson gets some action with the transvestite. I actually found that friggin' funny as hell. And the stepson afterwards comes out and says, "Mind if I chill with you guys one day?" That fan moment, like he's a fan of the Suns. It was pretty nice scene to watch. The next scene that I saw was at was coming towards when Jax visits Jacob and tells him that, he blackmailed him and all that. And Jax persuades Jacob into doing so, and it goes all on the plan. It was a pretty good scene. The least common out of this episode was when Gemma and Clay actually have to go together for the first time in over since season 4, and they have to check out this situation. They have a few blacks, no racism involved, by the way. Like, they have to check out who's who, something like that. They had to go down to a police station. In that time, it turns into a brawl. I mean, Gemma's alright, but Clay just watches and checks it out. Roosevelt, beforehand, this is the other part. I'm not going to mention Nerio and Gemma yet. I'm going to tell you right now. Nerio dumps her, basically. Gemma's actions regarding Carla went too far with him. He wasn't like that, so he's out. Next scene, we go to where Roosevelt's wife, he kisses his wife, she's pregnant. So the next part of the scene is these home invasions, the nomads. They come into Roosevelt's house. They shoot the wife. Not like she gets shot in her chest, so obviously the baby is dead. I mean, it pisses off Roosevelt, and this causes a next train of events. It's a fast review. For next week's episode, the preview, looks like Roosevelt is pissed. He looks furious in this one. He says that DNA is extracted from the Sons, and, someone in the Sons did it, and it turns into a whole wave of conflict. But I think next week's episode is going to be a more intensity. But other than that, it was a pretty nice episode. What I really liked out of the episode, though, is that the guy who they set up in the Dominatrix, he got up and bit Tig in the ass. And that was pretty funny to me. I actually liked that. He was like, "Why does this always happen to me?" That was a great scene. It was a pretty good scene. And other than that, there's really not that much to say. But it was a good scene. It was a good episode. I loved it. I thought it was great. Other than that, that's all I got to say. Tune in to next week's episode. I can't wait for it. Other than that,